It's been a main mission, so we've probably got a bunch of people to chat to on the Normandy, catch up with our crewmates, and read the codex, all that jazz.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Commander, you look pale. Are you suffering any ill effects from the cipher?
I hope not.
The cipher shook me up a bit.
I might be able to help you. I am an expert on the Protheans. If I join my consciousness to yours, maybe we can make some sense of it.
Do it.
Do it. Hurry. We don't have much time.
You're cuter than the other Asari anyway.
Relax, Commander. Embrace eternity. That was incredible. All this time, all my research, yet I never dreamed. I am sorry. The images were so vivid. I never imagined the experience would be so intense. You are remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Heck
what
yeah.
you have been through, what you have seen, would have destroyed a lesser mind.
I am
Come
big
on,
brain.
get to the point. What did you see?
The beacon on Eden Prime must have been badly damaged.
Ashley, can you
Large
stop being a
parts of the
dick?
vision are missing. The data transferred into the commander's mind is incomplete.
Why do they always say embrace eternity before they do that? I thought that was just the other person, but she said it as well, so it's an actual thing that they say.
You sure you didn't come across any kind of clue or hint? Something we might have missed?
Everything I saw, you already know. You were right about the Reapers. The Protheans were destroyed by a race of sentient machines. I think it is obvious there is a connection between the Reapers, the Prothean extinction, and the Conduit, but I did not see anything that would help us find it.
What's our next move?
I was able to interpret the data relayed through your vision, what was there at least, but something was missing. Saren must have the missing information. Maybe he found another beacon. If we can find the missing data from your vision, I can...
You alright?
I am sorry. The joining is exhausting. I should go to the medical bay and lie down for a moment.
Dr. Chakwas should take a look at you.
That will not be necessary. I just need some rest. Somewhere quiet.
Are you sure it was the joining? I feel fine.
Your role in our communion is passive. I am the one who must submerge myself in your mind, drown myself in your thoughts. It is more difficult than it looks. The human subconscious instinctively resists the joining, Commander. A strong personality like yours makes it even harder.
We're done here. Dismissed.
I feel like every time we come in here with Zara, it ends up with her being told to go see the doctor. Yes.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogenia should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
No
We might have
shit.
been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
The Thorian liked to enslave minds. Anyone who studied it would have ended up as one of its thralls.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Indeed.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human colony.
I help everyone, knob jockey.
Being human had nothing to do with it. They were in trouble.
Admirable. But sometimes Spectres have to make sacrifices. I hope you're willing to do that when the time comes.
Goodbye, Commander. We will be waiting for your next report.
Alrighty. Alrighty, it is chat time. Navigator Presley, do you ever have anything new
Commander?
to say?
Carry
you
on,
sure
Presley.
don't.
Yes, sir.
I think Joker gets like a new hello line and then that's it, you guys were saying?
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
I have to go.
Alright, see.
Like that. Definitely gonna pay him a very brief visit every time. just to hear what he has to say. Doo-doo. Right. Hello, Famalam. Caden, what's up?
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Anything I can do?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Except for you, of course. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
I haven't heard anything about Kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs.
Oof.
And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Yeah, that does seem a strange choice.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic.
Oof.
Spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago.
I mean, it doesn't sound like you walked it off, man. It sounds like it's still bugging you.
History, not rehash it.
Just trying to get a sense
Oh,
of where
fuck, I
Wasted
didn't mean
enough
to.
of your time for now, Commander. We'll have
There
time
we
for
go.
personal debriefing.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharos. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Alright, good chats, good chats. Anything new for me to investigate down here? There never is. What's up, Doc?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should
Yeah,
go.
you literally
Goodbye,
never have
Commander.
anything to say. Liara! Hello.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making
Oh.
a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
I mean, everything must seem rushed to a species that lives for, what, like thousands of years or something?
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
Oh, 150
That
is
is true.
possible in the
At first
future?
I thought that was a
Interesting.
weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage.
Oh.
You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I mean, I'm doing my best.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
Yeah.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
Could have just chatted to me instead of, you know, Googling.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Oh?
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Oh. Oh. We're in relationship territory now. Okay. Okay. Well, no. I would rather die than be in a relationship with Ashley. She seems like she's been kind of a dick recently. So no. I'm not... The lefties usually, like, get more chats going before you go down these paths, but that just seems insulting, so I'm not going to go with that. She's not special. I'm not going to tell her it's private, because that seems like a back-off kind of thing. I'd say I probably am most interested in being in a relationship with Liara. I am really liking her. So I'll tell her the thing with me and Ashley is not serious, because there is no thing.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Hell yeah.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
She's falling hard. We love to see it. She's adorable. I like her.
These things never make sense. They just happen, and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
Danger is my middle name, baby.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
You started it.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
Cool. I'm in a relationship. Feels good.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need...
Oh, wait, we've heard
Maybe
this.
She thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run.
I should go.
Okay,
Goodbye,
that stuff
Shepard.
was stuff that we'd already heard. That stuff was from before we discovered that she aligned with Saren to try and manipulate him and stop him being such a dickhead, and got fucking manipulated herself instead. Whoops. Yeah, I'm definitely happy with being in a relationship with Liara. She seems very nice. I like her a lot. Ashley, absolutely not. Definitely not. Tully, I do like her, but I think I prefer Liara. And also, isn't Tully like fucking 17 or something? I mean, then again, Liara's like what, 100? So there's a weird age gap either way, but whatever.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen my jacket?
Wait, it's the same as always, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen some interesting
Is it?
things.
I'll bet you have.
I remember this. That case was a bit...
I feel like
Why were you
I was
investigating?
tasked with tracking black market trade on the city.
Have we? Oh, whatever. I
Most
can't
of
remember
it
if we've...
was nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market.
I can't remember if we've heard this
Some
before.
was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his son. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full
Krogans
set.
have 4 nuts?
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about
Yeah,
the
we definitely
geneticist?
haven't heard this before.
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Interviewing?
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off.
That's grim.
Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. But only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Feels bad?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
I mean... better to let them live and maybe get to save them later, I guess?
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
This is like what he was saying. What he was saying previously was blow it out the sky and kill them all. And then I said you should chase them and disable it instead. And he's now changed what he's saying to match what I said. But if I agree with him, that's the renegade choice. But I'm agreeing with the thing that I just told him, which was the Paragon thing. So unless when he says disable it, he really still means blow it up? I feel like he's still talking about blowing it up, even though it says disabling. I don't know. This is confusing. Because he was originally talking about blowing it up, and disabling was the Paragon thing, and then now he's changed his tune to match me, and suddenly telling him he's wrong is Paragon. I don't understand. We'll go with you're wrong, I guess.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Oh, I will.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Oh, sick. Yeah, okay. New side mission? I'll take it.
Oh, before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Bad news for you.
Afraid I did.
Oh, shoot me now. One of my
Alrighty.
sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
Liara?
Liara? Why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
Okay, you can fuck off.
I don't see how my personal life is any of your business, Chief.
It's not. I just thought we were getting along pretty well, sir.
I'm not interested in you. Does that have to change? Wait, you can two-time them? Feels bad.
I think I gave you the wrong impression.
No worries, sir. Probably for the best anyway. The regs frown on fraternization. I won't keep you anymore. Have fun, Commander.
Oh, I will.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
I swear every time I ask her to talk, she's like, later, and then we never do.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Dismissed, Chief.
Okay, you did not have much to say compared to others. Rexical?
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system.
I can never remember if we've heard this stuff before.
I needed to survive.
Like with Garrus, I thought at the start it was just the same thing we'd already heard, and then it turned out to not be at all. And again, with this, I'm feeling like I've heard this before, but I'm not certain.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
No, this is sounding different now.
What happened?
I was betrayed.
Oh?
I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
And you?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. To stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
But not Jared, I'm guessing.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Brex?
Violence is forbidden.
And let me guess, he done did a violence.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well...
Oh, he's your dad?
There are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day.
Ooh.
We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Wow. Tough times.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not.
Oh, that's okay. This is the same.
None of us are interested in.
So long, Rex.
Okay. Man, I really wish it wouldn't still give you the options once you've already heard them. It really confuses me sometimes when I'm like, I'm not sure what I have already heard and what I haven't already heard, and if it just, once you listen to it, it disappeared, then that would mean that you would always know that it's something new.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Theron's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
You will eventually, I'm sure.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Why you in particular? Are you daughter of some bigwig?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board.
Ah.
He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Wow.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Feels bad.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Well, you know what? Stopping Saren will change the universe for the better, so, you know.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But
Is that
I don't
likely?
want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Aight. Ooh. We asked about those, I'm pretty sure, but this is new, right?
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some
I'm sorry.
airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile.
Feels bad?
Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Feels super bad.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alrighty. There we go. That is chats completed with everyone. We have a new mission from Garrus. We have completed Feros. So that just leaves Noveria, I think it's called. However, we will return to side questing now that we have done one of those. Gotta keep up with them. And now we shall jump into Ye Olden Codex. Garrus, find Dr. Salian. Interesting. Cool. We will definitely do that. So, let's pop a save. And now it is Codex time. Oh boy. How much have we got? Not a ton in primary. Let's start off with that. Non-sapient creatures, Varren.
Varren are omnivores with a preference for living prey. Originally native to the Krogan homeworld of Tuchanka, they are, like most life from Tuchanka, savage, clannish, and consummate survivors. They are pack hunters when vulnerable prey is readily available, and become scavengers when outnumbered or outclassed. Their supreme adaptability, vicious demeanor, and rapid breeding cycle have made them ubiquitous and dangerous pests on many worlds. Virtually everywhere the Krogan have been, Varren infestations have followed, wreaking havoc with the native ecology. The Krogan have had a love-hate relationship with Varren for millennia, alternately fighting them for territory and embracing them as treasured companions. To this day, Krogan raise them as beasts of war. One of the common subgenus of Varren has metallic silver scales, leading to the rather unusual nickname, fish dogs.
From what I've seen, Varren are, like, complete shit in combat compared to Krogans, so I'm not sure why they would have had to fight them for territory. I feel like Krogans could just walk in and take the territory with great ease whenever they wanted.
Sovereign is the flagship of the rogue Spectres Saren. An enormous dreadnought larger than any other ship in any known fleet, it is crewed with both Geth and Krogan. At 2 kilometers long, its spinal-mounted main gun is likely capable of penetrating another dreadnought's kinetic barriers with a single shot. How Saren acquired this incredible warship is unknown. The prevailing opinion is that Sovereign is a Geth construct, while others believe it is a Prothean relic. Its design, however, hints at a more alien and mysterious origin. The attack on Eden Prime demonstrated Sovereign's ability to generate mass effect fields powerful enough to land on a planetary surface. This implies it has a massive Element Zero core and the ability to generate staggering amounts of power.
Interesting, interesting. Now for the secondary ones, Council Races. Asari Military Doctrine. The Asari military resembles a collection of tribal warrior bands with no national structure. Each community organizes its own units as the locals see fit and elect a leader to command them. Units from populous cities are large and well equipped, while those from farm villages may be only a few women with small arms. There is no uniform, everyone wears what they like. The military is not an irregular militia, however. Those who serve are full-time professionals. The average Asari huntress is in the maiden stage of her life and has devoted 20 to 30 years to studying the martial arts. Asari choose to be warriors at a young age, and their education from that point is dedicated to sharpening the mind and body for that sole purpose. When they retire, they possess an alarming proficiency for killing. Huntresses fight individually or in pairs depending on the tactics preferred in their town. One-on-one, a huntress is practically unbeatable, possessing profound tactical insight, hunter's eye, and a dancer's grace and alacrity. Biotics are common enough that some capability is a requirement to be trained as a huntress. Lack of biotic talent excludes the young Asari from military service. While fluid and mobile, Asari can't stand up in a firestorm the way a Krogan, Turian, or human could. Since their units are small and typically lack heavy armor and support weapons, they are almost incapable of fighting a conventional war, particularly one of a defensive nature. So Asari units typically undertake special operations missions. Like an army of ninja, they are adept at ambush, infiltration, and assassination, demoralizing and defeating their enemies through intense, focused guerrilla strikes. As a popular Turian saying puts it, the Asari are the finest warriors in the galaxy. Fortunately, there are not many of them. Religion. The pantheistic mainstream Asari religion is Siari. Asari Siari, which translates roughly as all is one. The faithful agree on certain core truths. The universe is a consciousness, and every life within it is an aspect of the greater whole, and death is a merging of one's spiritual energy back into the greater universal consciousness. Seerists don't specifically believe in reincarnation. They believe that spiritual energy returned to the universal consciousness upon death will eventually be used to fill new mortal vessels. Siari became popular after the Asari left their homeworld and discovered their ability to meld with nearly any form of life. This ability is seen as proof that all life is fundamentally similar. Siari priestesses see their role as promoting unity between the disparate shards of the universe's awareness. Before the rise of the Siari pantheism, Asari religions were as diverse as their political opinions. The strongest survivor of those days is the monotheistic religion worshipping the goddess Ethame. Like the Asari, the goddess cycles through the triple aspects of maiden, matron, and matriarch. Turian Biology. The Turian homeworld Palaven has a metal poor core, generating a weak magnetic field and allowing more solar radiation into the atmosphere. To deal with this, most forms of life on Palaven evolved some form of metallic exoskeleton to protect themselves. Ah, that explains Turians' faces then. Their reflective plate-like skin makes Turians less susceptible to long-term, low-level radiation exposure, but they do not possess any sort of natural armor. The Turian's thick skin does not stop projectiles and directed energy bolts. I mean, I guess because Mass Effect fields are firing them so fast, the bullets, they just, like, crack through. I feel like they'd stop conventional human weaponry, though, right? Like, they're hard, they look like hard plates. Although life on Palaven is carbon-based and oxygen-breathing, it is built on dextroamino acids. This places the Turians in a distinct minority on the galactic stage. The Quarians are the only other names known sapient dextroprotein race. The food of humans, Asari or Solarians, who evolved in levo-amino acid-based biospheres, will at best pass through Turian systems without providing any nutrition. At worst, it will trigger an allergic reaction that can be fatal if not immediately treated. Yikes. Let's not feed Garrus any McDonald's then. Prothean data disks. Despite all evidence confirming the existence of the Protheans, little is known about their culture and society. From time to time, dig sites will yield new clues, but after 50,000 years of decay, little of value is unearthed. Recent research has focused on the discovery of Prothean data disks. On their own, they are frail and rarely found in one piece. Occasionally, however, an intact disk will be discovered within a console or reading device. To date, Over 3 dozen disks have been recovered, and a few of those have been restored to the point where researchers can begin analysing them. Though it may be some time before scientists discover a way to transfer the data off the disks, they are currently considered the most tangible leads for learning more about Prothean culture. Krogan culture. The harsh Krogan homeworld conditioned the Krogan psychology for toughness just as it did the body. Krogan have always had a tendency to be selfish, unsympathetic, and blunt. They respect strength and self-reliance, and are neither surprised nor offended by treachery. I don't know about that one. Rex seemed pretty surprised and offended by his dad being treacherous. The weak and selfless do not live long. In their culture, looking out for number one is simply a matter of course. After their defeat in the rebellions, the very concept of Krogan leadership was discredited. Where a warlord could once command enough power to bring entire solar systems to heel and become overlord, these days it is rare for a single leader to have more than 1,000 warriors swear allegiance to him. That's still quite a lot. Most Krogan trust and serve no one but themselves. This solitary attitude stems in part from a deep sense of fatalism and futility, a profound social effect of the genophage that caused Krogan numbers to dwindle to a relative handful. Not only are they angry that the entire galaxy seems out to get them, the Krogan are also generally pessimistic about their race's chances of survival. The surviving Krogan see no point to building for the future. There will be no future. The Krogan live with an attitude of kill, pillage, and be selfish, for tomorrow we die. Quarians' law and defense. Although the Conclave establishes civil law much as any plant-based democracy. Any planet-based democracy, enforcement and trials are more unique. After the flight from the Geth, there were few constables to police the millions of civilians aboard the fleet, so the Navy parceled out Marine squads to maintain order and enforce law. Today, Quarian Marines have evolved training and tactics akin to civilian police, but remain adept at combat in the confined spaces of a starship and fully under the command of the military. Once taken into custody, the accused is brought before the ship's captain for judgment. While the ship's council may make recommendations, tradition holds that the captain has absolute authority. Yeah, we heard about that. Most are lenient, assigning additional or more odious maintenance tasks aboard the ship. Persistent recidivists? Not sure what that means. Are accidentally left on the next habitable world. Oh, wow. This practice of abandoning criminals on other people's planets is a point of friction between the Quarians and the systems they pass through. Yeah, I bet. Captains rarely have another choice. With space and resources at a premium, sporting a non-productive prison population is not an option. In the early years, many Quarian freighters were armed and used as irregular privateers. Civilian ships still show a strong preference for armament, making them unpopular targets for pirates. Though they have rebuilt their military, there are still mere hundreds of warships to protect tens of thousands of ships. The Quarian Navy follows strict routines of patrol and takes no chances. If the intent of an approaching ship can't be ascertained, they shoot to kill. Can't blame them, really, with numbers that small. And lastly, religion. The ancient Quarians practiced ancestor worship. Even after abandoning faith for secularism, Quarians continued to revere the wisdom of elders. As time passed and technology advanced, they inevitably turned their knowledge to preserving the personalities and memories of the elderly as computer virtual intelligences. Oh, right. These recordings became a repository of knowledge and wisdom, stored in a central databank and available through any extranet connection. They held no illusions that this was a form of immortality. Like all virtual intelligences, their electronically preserved ancestors were not truly sapient. This was considered a surmountable problem. Sapience could surely be reduced to simple mathematics. The Quarians began exhaustive research into creating artificial intelligence so they could learn to escape the bounds of mortality and give their ancestral records true awareness. Unfortunately, the life the Quarians created did not accept the same truths they did. The Geth destroyed the ancestor databanks when they took over. Wow, rip. In the centuries since they evacuated their homeworld, most Quarians have returned to religion in various forms. Many believe that the rise of the Geth and the destruction of their ancestors were chastisement for arrogantly forsaking their old ways and venerating self-made idols. Others have a more philosophical outlook, believing that their race was indeed arrogant, but no supernatural agency lay behind the Geth revolt. Rather, the Quarians' actions wrought their own doom, indeed. Either way, every Quarian would agree that their own hubris cost them their homeworld. There we go. Oh, never mind. One more in technology. Methodology. Communications methodology. Okay, this doesn't seem particularly interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Shit gets routed around. VIs search for it. Yeah, okay, that one really doesn't seem interesting. There we go. Boom. That is all we have for today. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around, share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for more Mass Effect. Thanks for watching. See you then.